100 episodes, I sat down with a microphone, a rough idea, and honestly, no real certainty that anyone would listen. And somewhere along the way, people did. Students in the middle of the night trying to figure out where they belong, parents who just needed someone to tell them it's going to be okay, counselors looking for a different perspective. From Appleton, Wisconsin to, I'm not kidding, over 100 countries around the world. So, before we get into anything else today, I just want to say thank you. Welcome to Don't Chuck It Up and the 100th episode. I'm your host, Chuck Erickson, independent educational consultant, college tour fanatic, and apparently a podcaster. Today, we're doing something a little different. Before I begin, I wanted to take a moment to reintroduce myself. I have a lot of new followers and subscribers. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining for the 100th episode of the Don't Chuck It Up podcast. I am an independent educational consultant for the past 10 years. I'm a professional member of IECA and HECA, the Independent Educational Consultants Association and the Higher Education Consultants Association. I currently work virtually with students and families all across the country, starting as early as 8th grade, but most of my students are juniors and seniors in high school, as well as some students who are thinking about transferring colleges. I truly believe that every student can go to college, and I am excited to help students find places that fit them academically, socially, and financially. I'm proud of the fact that over 50% of my students go on to attend an institution that they had never heard of before working with me. So far in my career, I have toured over 250 different colleges and universities in over 30 different states. Prior to this role as an independent educational consultant, I worked in college admissions for nearly 15 years. I've had experience at both public and private institutions. I've worked in performing arts admissions, athletic recruitment, and transfer admissions. I also have experience working in disability resources, academic success centers, and residence life. So let me first start with some thank yous. This may sound a little bit like the Oscars for a minute, so bear with me. First and foremost, I want to thank all of my listeners. I have literally hundreds of people that are subscribing and following my podcast now. And as I mentioned, listeners in, as of today, over 111 different countries around the world. Whether you are listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, another RSS feed app, or you are watching me on YouTube, thank you. The longevity of this show is because all of you, and I could not do this without each and every one of my listeners. So truly, truly thank you. I also want to do a shout out to all of the other independent educational consultants and my colleagues who have supported and shared and guest on my show. So a quick list. Thank you to Dan, John, Terry, Amy, Ricardo, Catherine, Christina, Kathy, Kate, Holly, Michelle, Jennifer, Evelyn, Scott, Lisa, Maya, Al, Christy, Jason, Stephen, and Lamont. And a special thank you to my former students, Elijah, Cameron, Hattie, and Grant, for being guests on my show. You have all added incredible insight and information, and I'm truly thankful for each one of you for being on the Don't Chuck It Up podcast. I also want to acknowledge a big gratitude to HECA, the Higher Education Consultants Association. For those of you who have been following along, you've heard that during this year's annual conference in Chicago, Illinois, I was awarded the Bob Dannenholt Award. This award, which I happen to have with me for those of you watching on the YouTube, is big and it's heavy and it's amazing. But this is one of the highest awards that someone in my profession can receive. And I'm going to try not to get choked up as I talk about it because I am so unbelievably thankful for receiving the Bob Dannenholt Award. Bob Dannenholt, who is still alive and is an incredible IEC in his own right. This award really is to acknowledge someone who's done incredible service to our industry, especially in helping underrepresented and underserved students and families, and I'm so incredibly grateful for receiving this award. I really also think it is a testament to all of the stuff we've been doing here at the Don't Chuck It Up podcast. It is a reflection of this community, of all of you, my listeners, my followers, my fans, and you have really helped shape my work on this show, and I am truly thankful for all of you and for the HECA Awards Committee for awarding this to me. It's just amazing, and I'm so thankful to all of you. I want to give a shout out to my spouse, who has helped me and encouraged me to do this work. My spouse is also in education, so we are very much involved in this, and unfortunately, a lot of our conversations on the side often involved education. And I want to take a moment to take a very big, special pause and thank you to my assistant, Luke. Luke has listened to every one of these podcast recordings dozens of times. He does all of the incredible post-production work. He creates all of the show notes. He does all of the artwork for every episode. And he makes sure that everything at the Don't Chuck It Up podcast and YouTube channel are absolutely perfect. This was one of his ideas for my work, was to start creating a podcast and eventually the YouTube channel. He actually got me the microphone that I currently am using. So I really couldn't have done this without Luke. I know he has to listen to this now, but thank you to Luke and all of his work for the Don't Chuck It Up podcast. I want to take a moment to reflect on 100 episodes and what this has all taught me. This work has taught me so incredibly much. I have learned that people really do need help. This process is stressful, and it's full of anxiety for both parents and students, and all of us counselors as well. I truly hope that these 100 episodes have reduced that stress and anxiety, even just for a moment. Because remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And I am so incredibly thankful and privileged and honored to be here every week and help you along the way. So today's episode is obviously about gratitude. And I wanted to share something that happened to me recently that really inspired me for this episode. Several weeks ago, as I was going through the mail, as I often do, I love getting out of the house and taking a walk around the neighborhood, and on my way back, I stop at our mailbox, which is out in front of our house, and I pick up all the mail. As I was going through it a few weeks ago, I noticed that there was a card that I didn't know what it was, and I opened it up, and it said that someone had made a donation to my alma mater in honor of me. And this card was from my alma mater letting me know that someone had made the donation. I recognized the name. It is a person who is a former coworker from when we both used to work at my alma mater, and someone who I've known professionally for several years. He now works at a completely different organization, and unfortunately, we don't get to see each other very often. But receiving that card in the mail really impacted me. I had no idea what inspired him to make that donation in my honor, but it gave me pause, and it really made me reflect that I had made an impact on him, and he was grateful for that interaction and made a donation to my alma mater to honor our connection and our friendship. So, Kevin LeBeau, if you are listening, thank you. I am truly thankful that you took a moment to make a donation in my honor, and that really meant the world to me. You see, relationships for students and parents going through this process are real. Relationships with school counselors, teachers, coaches, admissions reps, tutors, mentors, and many, many more. These people show up. Many of them write letters on behalf of students or even make phone calls and possibly open doors, often without much acknowledgement. And I really want to say that a genuine thank you note is rare, and it's something that actually can be extremely memorable. And it's the right thing to do and it strengthens our relationships that you may need again in the future. College counselors talk to admissions reps, and admissions reps remember names. So I want you to really think about gratitude and thank you notes. I want to share another story that happened with me recently that also brought a tear to my eye. There's a family that I've been working with for many, many years. The dad and I also used to work together at my alma mater over 10 years ago. He'd always told me as we stood and watched the men's hockey team play that one day when his boys were old enough, he would hire me to work with them on the college search and the application process. And back in 2021, I started working with his oldest kid. I am excited to say that his oldest is currently playing hockey and studying nursing at Northern Michigan University in Marquette, Michigan. And he's having the time of his life. This past May of 2026, I finished working with their second kid. He plans to study pre-med and has been recruited to be a wrestler at Cornell College in Iowa. He's heading off to college this fall, and I wish him all the best. So what does this have to do with gratitude? Well, again, there was a surprise. A couple of weeks ago, I received a care package from this family, and it was filled with items from my Amazon wish list. I will be honest, I opened it in utter shock and in utter and complete gratitude, and I cried because I was so grateful that I get to work with incredible students and parents every day. And this family didn't have to do this. It's not a requirement, not something that I expect, but it was absolutely amazing to receive a care package filled with things that I was excited about. So in today's episode, I want you to think about, who are you thankful for? Who do you need to give some gratitude to? Is it your high school counselor? Is it a teacher who has written a recommendation letter for you? Or maybe it's a coach or an advisor, a mentor, someone from the community that has really impacted you. It could even be your favorite barista or the person that delivers your mail. Don't forget about admissions reps or regional counselors who might have also helped you on the college search and application process. There's also, of course, tutors, independent educational consultants, anyone who has invested some time in you. If you're going to offer some gratitude, I really do believe in a handwritten card. In fact, I will be sending out many handwritten cards over the next few weeks, so don't be surprised if you receive one in the mail from me. Yes, you can send an email or a text message, but I'll tell you right now, getting a card in the mail that's been handwritten or hand-signed is truly memorable. Yes, I know students have horrible penmanship, and sometimes it's not always easy to read, but it's still memorable. As you're sending off your thank you, make sure that you mention something specific that the person actually did or said that made an impression on you. This is really impactful. Also, you don't need to wait for a said milestone moment to send a note of gratitude. Over the summer is a great time. So even though school is not in session, send them a card. They may not get it until they get back to school in the fall, but you better believe that's going to be an incredible surprise when they see it. I always encourage students to keep it short and genuine. You don't need to be formal. Just be yourself. Share some words as to why you are thankful and grateful and why that person made an impression on you, because that's really going to go a long way. And hey, if it's a handmade card, even better. So, 100 episodes in, and here I am. I still believe what I believed at the very beginning. The right college for you exists, and the people helping you to find it deserve to know that they matter. If you have questions or things that you want me to cover in future episodes, or things that you want my insights on, make sure that you comment on this episode. You can send me an email at don'tchuckituppodcast@gmail.com or message me on any of my social media platforms. This show is really meant to help you. So I want to know, what do you need help with? Because I'm so very thankful and grateful and honestly humbled that I get to share this journey every week with you. So thanks for listening to the 100th episode of Don't Chuck It Up. If today's episode was helpful, be sure to subscribe, follow, and share it with a family navigating the college search and the application process. I will definitely be back next week and many weeks to come with more tips and tricks. Until then, remember, don't chuck it up.
Don't chuck